gentlemen, welcome to the Quezon City Chapter's second Virtualang QCC. This Virtualang QCC is an initiative of the chapter aimed at informing the general membership of the Quezon City Chapter. This is the chapter's virtual General Assembly. Tonight's Virtualang QCC will focus on the oath-taking of the new chapter officers and board of directors for fiscal year 2021-2022. To begin tonight's activity, I would like to request everybody to pay respects to our Supreme Position by the Philippine National Anthem, Philippine Medical Association Hymn, and the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Hymn.
Manalangin tayo. Dakilang Diyos Ama na makapangyarihan, tumatangis kami sa iyo at humihingi ng awat gabay. Kayo lamang ang aming mabisang kanlungan at sandigan ng kaligtasan. Pagkalooban mo po kami ng lakas at kakayahan para makapaglingkod sa mga nangangailangan. Gabayan mo po kami sa panahon ngayon ng krisis upang maging mahinahon at mapayapa ang puso't isipan. Ipagkaloob mo po sa amin ang pag-asa at pag-ibig upang maipahayag namin at maisabuhay ang iyong banal na salita. Ito ay aming dalangin na may lubos na pananampalataya. Sa ngalan mo, Jesus, na aming Panginoon na tagapagligtas. Amen.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Kayang magiliw, ewas ang silanganan, alam ng puso, sa titik mo'y buhay. Lupang hinirang, kuya ka ng magiting, sa mandulupin, di ka pasisigil, sa nagagang tutok sa simoy at sa langit mong bangaw, ay hinagang tula, kawin sa pagkayang minamahal, ang islang ng katawan mo'y tagumpay na naghihingi, ang bituin at araw niya kailan pa may di magtitingin. Luha ng araw ng walhaging pagsinta, buhay langit sa piling mo. Ang inigaya na pagkay mag-aami, ang mamatay ng dahil sa'yo. Puso ko'y tinig ng kasayahan, dahil ako'y nasama sa tanan. Ang lahat may gintong nasa, mabisig at masigla. Kapisanan ay tunay ang damdamin, suliranin itong baya'y pawiin. Inalangin natin ang tapat sa may kapal, ay lunas sa lahat. Awit ng GMA, tayo ay mag-iwan. Magtulungan, magunlad ng bayan. Ang kailangan, ibigay sa kanan. Kasalanan ay tunay ang damdamin, suliranin itong bayay pamilin. Ilalangin natin ang tapat sa may kapal, may lunas sa lahat. Ilalangin natin ang tapat sa may kapal, may lunas sa lahat. Kalusugan, alagaan, ang sakit ay iwasan, manggagawa'y tutulungan, sakuna'y maiwasan. Kami ay manggagamot, madaling malapitan, katulong niyo kami, ng sakit maiwasan. PCC gagawin namin itong lahat. Kakalulong susugan ng lahat, kayo'y matulungan. Kakapit-ligtasan at trabaho'y di mapinsala. Ang trabaho ninyo'y lubusang alalayan. Pag napansin niyong mayroong karamdaman, dali-daling lumapit magpagamot. Sa kuna'y iwaksi, iwasan ang masaktan. La 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 la. Kalusugan, alagaan, ang sakit ay iwasan, manggagawa, tutulungan, sa kulay maiwasan. Kami ay manggagamot, madaling malapitan, unlad ang bayan, kalusungay makamtan, masagana ang buhay, kumalakas ang katawan, magsilap matinag, nang walang karamdaman. Mabuhay ang PCOM!
To welcome us all to this momentous occasion, please welcome Dr. Rowena Rosel Blanco Santos, the chapter's immediate past president and incumbent National Board of Directors.
Hi everyone, it's my pleasure to welcome all of you tonight for PCOM Quezon City Chapter's virtual induction of the chapter officers and board of directors for 2021 to 2023. Thank you all for coming today. To the national officers and board of directors headed by PCOM National President Dr. Phil Pangilinan, Vice President Dr. Ana Sofia Fajardo, Secretary Dr. Roberto Del Prado, Treasurer Dr. Arnold Tamon, Auditor Dr. Jack Chavez, and PRO Dr. King Dinosa. Also with us to this occasion are the Board of Directors, Dr. Alex Alcantara, Dr. Ricardo Balagot, Dr. Rosel Andres, Dr. Rayson Taana, Dr. Jude Julis, Dr. Eliza Padilla, and Dr. Ruben Padilla, Dr. Ome Punubayan. The past presidents of Quezon City Chapter are also present, Dr. Natalio Alegre, Dr. Margaret Lechon, Dr. Lorna Raimundo, and Dr. Len Cruz. So all PCOM Quezon City members, relatives, and special someones, and most especially to Dr. Teresita S. Cucueco, Assistant Secretary, Department of Labor and Employment. We are very honored to have you for today. And before I hand over to Dr. Margot, our host for tonight, again, I want to say once more, welcome to the City Atmosphere. It's wonderful to see all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Blanco Santos. To open tonight's assembly, please welcome Dr. Phil Pangilinan, the National President of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine.
Greetings of health and safety. I would like to acknowledge my fellow officers and board of directors present here tonight. Dr. Ana Sofia Fajardo, our National Vice President. Dr. Roberto Del Prado, our National Secretary. Dr. Arnold Tabun, our National Treasurer. Dr. Evelio Chavez, our National Auditor. Dr. Claire Minosa, our National PRO. Board of Directors, Dr. Ricardo Balagot, Dr. Robencio Padilla, Dr. Reynold Santa Ana, Dr. Alex Alcantara, Dr. Rosel Andres, Dr. Wendy Santos, and Dr. Romel Punong Bayan. I also would like to acknowledge Dr. Margaret Liason and Dr. Marilyn Cruz, our past National Board of Directors. And of course, I would like to acknowledge one of the pillars of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, a past national officer of PCOM, a former executive director of the Occupational Safety and Health Center, and now as Assistant Secretary of the Department of Labor and Employment and Director of the Bureau of Working Condition, ASEC Dr. Teresita Cucueco. This is the first time that I was tasked to do the opening remarks during a chapter induction. And it's an honor and great pleasure for me to convey my warmest greetings and congratulations to all outgoing and incoming officers and to all members of PCOM Quezon City chapter present here tonight. Today's modern world is rapidly changing in an increasingly pace that all organizations, government, private sectors, and businesses must likewise go and keep abreast with the changes if only to keep up and survive amidst this pandemic crisis. And I would like to encourage everyone to contribute to the improvement and advancement of our organization and the specialty as a whole, highlighting the importance of workplace health, safety, and wellness of our workers. Let us all continue to achieve our collective goal of a healthier, more productive, and progressive nation. Your national officers and board of directors, together with the PCOM COVID-19 Technical Working Group, remains active in the pursuit of quality, factual, relevant, timely, and cost-efficient delivery of occupational health for all. Everyone must work together and support one another in facing and overcoming this pandemic crisis. I would like to express my appreciation for all your hard work, especially during the early part of the pandemic, wherein Quezon City chapter, Kamanaba chapter, and Makati chapter leveled up to address issues in the form of virtual webinars in the context of COVID-19. And I was very vocal on giving commendations to these chapters and for a job well done. On behalf of my fellow officers and board of directors of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, allow me to reiterate my warm greetings and best wishes to you all. It's a privilege to be part and be one of you. Mabuhay ang PCOM. Mabuhay ang PCOM Quezon City chapter. Congratulations and thank you for your kind attention. Enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pangilinan. To introduce our tonight's distinguished guest speaker, please welcome the Chapter Secretary, Dr. Jose Angelo Taylor.
Our tonight's guest speaker and inducting officer is not a stranger to the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine. She was the former National Vice President of the college and the current member of the Specialty Board. She is also an active member of the Quezon City chapter. She rose from the ranks within the Department of Labor and Employment. She started as an occupational health officer and later became the executive director of the Occupational Safety and Health Center. She is currently the assistant secretary for regional operations, labor standards, and special concerns, and the concurrent Director 4 of the Bureau of Working Conditions. Ladies and gentlemen, colleagues, Assistant Secretary Maria Teresita S. Cucueco.
Thank you, Dr. Taylor. So, to the PCOM National President led and the officers led by its President, of course, Phil Pangilinan, and all the officers that you have mentioned earlier, I will not anymore repeat because you know who you are, and the PCOM Quezon City chapter officers led by Dr. Catherine Carriaga and all the officers. But just let me mention the Vice President, si Jimmy Dante, because he has been, his efforts towards ensuring I am here at this time. And all, he was using Viber, text, and Messenger to make sure, and even emails. But yes, I will not miss this occasion because definitely PCOM is an organization that is very close to my heart. So thank you for inviting the Dole to grace this occasion as we are going to induct the chapter officers of the Quezon City chapter. I have something prepared, but I will also put in, of course, my experience in PCOM. And really, the Dole has always looked at PCOM as it's not just an important partner, but as really one of our main support in our journey towards achieving safety and health in all workplaces. I know many of you are really in the formal sector, but I know many are also now doing community service as well and doing both. And I know you're all facing challenges, especially now that we have COVID in our midst. Developing a competent pool of professionals for the workplace is very challenging to develop the programs, implementing it, and making sure they're aligned to national policies like from the PRC, the PMA. This is hard work, but you have always been constantly updating and making sure your members are relevant, like you mentioned, and are present in all the endeavors and in every, where your presence should be felt and is really should be responsible for. Let me just give you some of the our journey together from Dole and PCOM. It really started the basic course that was and I was already there, Dr. Chipong and all those the founders have been there. I was present, so my age is already, And then moving on to the advanced, I remember Dr. Gisbert, and then moving on towards developing policies, being part of the standards, making sure that PCOM and the doctors, you are the professionals that come from the PCOM organization are competent and are recognized, and you made sure Dole would look at this as well as the PMA. And then now we have an Oslo, and you are also part of that, and we are revising the standards, and you are there too. There are other policies with COVID, you are there, although the safety officer is more often than not mentioned. But who is to say that you are not a safety officer as well? Because you are. Your whole basic course makes you, of course, OH, but does that mean you are not with safety? You do know that. You even know it better, siguro, than some of those the engineers who are present, because your foundation is strong with not just health, safety, and all other concepts of risk, concepts on prevention. And that is where your strength comes from. We really value your organization, and I have seen that. That's why even as part of DOL and part of PCOM, I never left, because there is really, it's not just because I have always been there, but it's also because I have really grown to not just love the organization, but it is really part of me. And where I can still provide the means to see and support the organization in its growth, I will be there. But more than that, it is also how you have helped the DOL. PCOM, at this point where COVID is really making us face challenges, I think you've been working with companies. We have received many of your mails on the annual physical examination. It's really, we could not do anything. It's part of the standard. But for DOLE, that there were still some allowances so that they can still comply. We are there, but you also know that we could not stop it because this is really part of the standards and it is a requirement. And other diseases aside from COVID are also very important to address illness of our workers. We are now looking at others protocols now that we are facing the variants. Really, for PCOM, I also have seen pain from losing colleagues in your organization, those who have given their utmost, and in their work, they were infected and they have succumbed. I will have now a moment, please, with you as we remember all of our colleagues who have left us and we know are with the Lord. As I wrap up my talk, and I know we will have to work together because we are now really, for the DOLE, kasi ganito yun, when the IATF is now asking the DOLE to report weekly, especially because of the surge, what are the deficiencies in workplaces? And we see deficiencies in the minimum public health, in the health protocols, deficiencies in health declaration. If you can really address contact tracing in a better manner, like and then asking and telling your workers, because it's a health declaration, they should not, those who feel unwell, that's really the point where they decide they're not going to work. And we look at this as an important an awareness that you should make for all your workers. It is hard, but together with that, you also have to rally management so that leaves can be given. Otherwise, you have said it, many of the workers, even if they're not well, they go to work because of the no work, no pay. It has been so long. The struggle with COVID has been also so long, and then so many leaves now. We hope you can also look at work from home arrangements for workers who can really do work from home so that we can continue to stop transmission. People do not have to crowd workplaces nor public transport. We look at you so that you can still address deficiencies that you see. Is there enough isolation in your company? If not isolation, where can you send them? And how can you still reach out through telemedicine and manage them? If they have questions, even for their families, are you there? Please be there. Because at this time, so much compassion from all is needed. And I know in PCOM, you are a compassionate lot. Quezon City is part of this NCR bubble where it seems like cases just keep on happening, and that is the challenge. But you have always proven yourself. I've seen nga si si Dr. Wendy, sabi ko, siya yung immediate past pala. And now she's with the National Board. And that's how you grow. And those naman who have left, you have we hope you continue to share and be part. I want to thank you so much for all the infographics that you've shared for the workplace. Even if sometimes, but I go through the PCOM Quezon City Chapter Viber group, I do, and I appreciate. Many of this, I shared it even with the DOLE. We do have a Bantay COVID group that asks for simple explanation, simple algorithms, and I have shared. And this is my time, I say, thank you. We appreciate your efforts. If you think it has not reached DOLE, it has. Many people have found this so useful, and they continue to share. So again, let us continue this work. We are COVID has shown us that we can continue with the challenges, and we will continue with even more challenges in the future. So again, congratulations to the new officers. We look forward to working with you, and keep up the good work. There is still a whole lot of work to do. Good evening again, and mabuhay ang Quezon City PCOM chapter, mabuhay ang PCOM. Good evening po.
Thank you, ASEC Maria Teresita Cucueco. That was a heartfelt message. We now proceed to the oath-taking of the chapter president. May I call on ASEC Cucueco to officiate the oath-taking ceremony of the chapter president.
Okay. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Dr. Catherine S. Carriaga,
Of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Incorporated,
of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Incorporated,
having been elected to the position of
President,
hereby solemnly swear that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties of my position, that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine,
that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine,
and that I impose these obligations upon myself voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Quezon City Chapter President, Dr. Catherine S. Carriaga.
Assistant Secretary Maria Teresita Cucueco of Department of Labor and Employment, Dr. Phil Pangilinan, National President of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, National Officers and Board of Directors of the College, Quezon City Chapter Officers and Board of Directors, past Presidents of PCOM, friends, colleagues, and relatives. Good evening. As I reminisce the past, it was almost a year when I took an oath of office to serve the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter, as its 7th president. It was not an easy task, embracing the uncertainties of the new normal brought about by this current global health crisis due to COVID-19 pandemic. Despite all the hurdles that came along the way, together with my dynamic and resilient team, we were able to triumph the stumbling blocks on our path. Now, as I set foot on another chapter of service to our beloved organization, I will continue to serve without reservation for the goodwill and the best interests of everyone. As I carry on with my journey, may I indulge you to a nostalgia of motivation. I draw twin inspiration from the two well-known and respected figures in the history. First, from John F. Kennedy, and I quote, "Every accomplishment starts with a decision to try." And from Theodore Roosevelt, I draw strength, and I echo, "Believe you can, and you're halfway there." Believing and deciding motivates us to overcome the inevitable. But with the team full of hope and courage to overcome the anything unknown, everything will be possible. Together, let us continue to welcome the silver linings that this pandemic brought on our tables, to be able to live and breathe once again the grandeur of life the world has to offer. A toast to success and unity towards one heart and one organization. Kaya pagsama-sama, tuloy-tuloy pa din ang ating pagsagwan sa iisang bangka. Mabuhay ang PCOM! Magandang gabi po sa inyong lahat. Salamat po.
Mabuhay PCOM. Congratulations, Dr. Artais Carriaga. And now we proceed to the oath-taking of the chapter officers and board of directors. May I call once more ASE Cucueco to officiate the induction.
Hey. For the officers, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I,
I,
your name,
Nardo Bernales,
Marco Venus Desanya
Jeremiah M. Florante,
of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Incorporated,
of the Philippine College of Official Medicine,
Medicine Incorporated,
having been elected to the position of
having been elected
elected
to the position of auditor,
Vice
Declarations Officer,
hereby solemnly swear
hereby solemnly swear
swear
that I will faithfully discharge
that I will faithfully discharge
to the best of my ability
to the best of my ability
the duties of my position,
the duties of my position,
that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine,
that I will support and defend the Constitution and bylaws of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine,
and that I impose these obligations upon myself
and that I impose these obligations upon myself
voluntarily without mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
voluntarily
without
mental reservation or purpose of evasion.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Help me God.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations to the chapter officers and board of directors for the fiscal year 2021-2022. To present the certificates of appreciation and recognition, please welcome again the chapter secretary, Dr. Taylor.
Thank you, Dr. Ku. The Quezon City Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City chapter would like to present this certificate of appreciation. And it reads, the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City chapter presents the certificate of appreciation to Rowena Rosel P. Blanco Santos, MD, National Board of Director, Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, for beneficently sharing her valuable time and contribution to the chapter's second Virtualang QCC, given this 5th day of April 2021, Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines. Signed, Jose Angelo C. Taylor, MD, Chapter Secretary. Signed, Catherine S. Artais Carriaga, MD, Chapter President.
Hindi ako marunong.
Next, the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter would like to present this certificate of appreciation, and it reads, the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter presents this certificate of appreciation to Dr. Phil M. Pangilinan, National President, Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, for beneficently sharing his valuable time and contribution to the chapter's second Virtualang QCC, given this 5th day of April 2021. Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines. Signed, Jose Angelo C. Taylor, MD, Chapter Secretary. Signed, Catherine S. Artais Carriaga, MD, Chapter President. And lastly, the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter would like to present this certificate of recognition, and it reads, the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter presents this certificate of recognition to Maria Teresita S. Cucueco, MD, CESO III, Assistant Secretary, the Department of Labor and Employment, in grateful acknowledgement to her contributions and for being the guest speaker and inducting officer during the chapter's second Virtualang QCC, given this 5th day of April 2021, Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines. Signed, Jose Angelo C. Taylor, MD, Chapter Secretary. Signed, Catherine S. Artais Carriaga, MD, Chapter President. Thank you so much.
To read the chapter board resolution number 1, series of 2021, and presentation of the board resolution to the college national president, please welcome the chapter vice president, Dr. Jeremias Florante.
Thank you very much, Dr. Aku. In behalf of the chapter officers and board of directors and the entire membership of the Quezon City chapter of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, I would like to present Board Resolution Number 1, Series of 2021 for the chapter's official symbols to the national officers and board of directors of the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine. It reads as follows. Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter, Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines, Board Resolution Number 1, Series of 2021. Whereas the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine, Quezon City Chapter Incorporated, Chapter for Brevity, has been in existence since 2007 and has been in the forefront in advocating for the safety and health of all workers in Quezon City, City for Brevity. Whereas, to further strengthen its presence in the city, the officers and board of directors of the chapter have unanimously decided to create its own symbolic identity by way of a seal, a flag, and a hymn. Whereas, these symbols shall affirm the chapter's affiliation with the Philippine College of Occupational Medicine Incorporated, College for Brevity, and solidify its presence in the city. Now therefore be it resolved, the city is hereby resolved through a motion presented by Dr. Jeremias M. Florante, duly seconded by Dr. Marilu D. Renales, and unanimously approved by all the officers and board of directors of the chapter present in its special board meeting held last 15 March 2021, that the following symbols be adopted as the official representations of the chapter in all its official activities. Article 1, Chapter Seal. Section 1. The official seal of the chapter shall be an equilateral triangle divided by the silhouette of the Quezon Memorial Monument, sable, superimposed by the official seal of the college in argent background. The words Quezon City Chapter Sable in all capital letters shall be inscribed at the base of the seal border argent. The numbers 2007 sable shall be found under the name of the chapter within the base of the seal border argent. Section 2. The seal of the chapter, patterned after the official seal of the Quezon City local government, shall mean the presence of the college in the city with an aim to assist in the promotion of a safe, healthy, and decent work for all workers in the city through continuous collaboration with both the national and local government, the employers, and the labor sector in the spirit of tripartism. Section 3. The seal of the chapter shall always be displayed together with the seal of the college. Section 4. The seal of the chapter shall be affixed to or placed upon all commissions signed by the chapter president and upon such other official documents and papers of the chapter as may be provided by the chapter through a board resolution or as may be required by custom or usage. The chapter secretary shall have the sole custody of the seal of the chapter. Section 5. The seal of the chapter shall not be used without proper authorization from the chapter president. Article 2. Chapter Flag. Section 1. The flag of the chapter shall be yellow and green with the seal of the chapter inside. The flag of the chapter shall have the following proportions: the width of the flag 1, length of the flag 2, and the size of the seal of the chapter within and on the center of the flag 0.5 of the width of the flag. Section 3. The flag of the chapter shall have the following color specifications. The yellow color shall bear the Pantone color 116CP and color values RGB 242, 206, 27. Hex HTML F2CE1B and CMYK 01098-0. And the green color shall bear the Pantone color 3308CP and color values RGB 17, 75, 54, Hex HTML 114B36, and CMYK 92, 14, 67, 70. Section 4. The yellow color of the flag of the chapter comes from the yellow flag of the Quezon City local government and the green color of the green flag of the college. It shall signify the presence of the college through its chapter in the city, bringing safety, health, and productivity amongst its workers, paving a brighter community and an environmentally sound Quezon City. Section 5. The flag of the chapter shall be displayed together with the flag of the college in all official gatherings of the chapter, or as may be required by the officers and board of directors of the chapter or by custom. Section 6. The official banner assigned by the college to the chapter may be used by the chapter in some, if not all, of its official functions. Section 7. Proper protocols must be observed when the flag of the chapter is displayed together with the flag of the Republic of the Philippines and such other flags of significant importance. Article 3, Chapter Hymn. Section 1. The title of the hymn of the chapter shall be Himno ng PCOM QCC. Section 2. The hymn of the chapter shall always be sung in Filipino. The following shall be the lyrics of the hymn. Kalusugan at kaligtasan ay ating alagaan, sakuna at karamdaman ay ating maiiwasan. Sa PCOM Quezon City, manggagaway sa puso namin, kalusugan at kaligtasan ay laging uunahin. Tayo ay magtulungan, manggagawa ay iingatan, bayani ng ating bayan, bahagi ng kayamanan. Sa PCOM Quezon City, manggagaway sa puso namin, kalusugan at kaligtasan ay laging uunahin. Manggagamot ay sandigan, pagyamanin ng pagawaan, manggagaway kasangga, maiaalay tulong sa kapwa. Sa PCOM Quezon City, manggagaway sa puso namin, kalusugan at kaligtasan ay laging uunahin. Section 3. The hymn of the chapter shall be in cut time and in the key of E major with a march tempo. It shall commence with a piano introduction that builds up until it is resolved when the voices enter with the chorus. The chorus shall have a simple melodic line accompanied by the marching rhythm of the piano. It shall then transition to the verse, which is a more flowing, melodic, and harmonic movement. The chorus shall be repeated and followed by the second verse until it ends in a final chorus with a grandiose closing. Section 4. The hymn of the chapter is an original song arranged for 4-part choral and piano. It is arranged as a fanfare with a rhythmic bass that feels like a march. It is highlighted with a trumpet-like feels to hail the workers of the city as heroes. The words and harmony convey the vision of the chapter, where its members continuously ensure the safety and health of the workers. Section 5. The hymn of the chapter shall always be sung after the national anthem of the Republic of the Philippines, the official hymn of the Philippine Medical Association, and the official hymn of the college. It shall always be rendered on its original composition. Article 4, General Provision, Section 1. The official symbols of the chapter shall not be modified, amended, or revised without a 2/3 vote of all officers and board of directors of the chapter in a meeting called for such purpose. Section 2. The chapter secretary or any member of the chapter appointed by the chapter president or committee created for such purpose by the officers and board of directors of the chapter shall be the custodian of the symbols of the chapter. The same shall monitor and regulate the use of its official symbols. Section 3. The officers and board of directors of the chapter may impose penalties for violating any or all of the provisions of this board resolution in a meeting called for such purpose. Resolved finally, that copies of this board resolution be forwarded to the national officers and board of directors of the college through its secretariat for their information. Approved this 15th March 2021 virtually via Zoom cloud meetings in a special board meeting called for this purpose. Signed, Dr. Natalio G. Alegre II, Board Member. Signed, Dr. Desiree P. Balia, Board Member. Signed, Dr. Corazon B. Batuon, Board Member. Signed, Dr. Maria Cecilia C. Diana, Board Member. Signed, Dr. Flodeliza L. Ramirez, Board Member. Signed, Dr. Margot Venus D. Cu, Public Relations Officer. Signed, Dr. Marilu D. Rinales, Auditor. Signed, Dr. Rodolfo Eduardo O. Pacheco, Assistant Secretary. Signed, Dr. Jose Angelo C. Taylor, Secretary. Signed, Dr. Jeremias M. Florante, Vice President. Signed, Dr. Catherine S. Artaiz Cariaga, President. Attested, Dr. Jose Angelo C. Taylor, Secretary, 15 March 2021, Quezon City, Metro Manila, Philippines.
Before we end tonight's second Virtualang QCC, I would like to thank you everyone for joining us tonight. Please do not forget to register, join, and invite our colleagues and friends to the 27th Kapihang OH this April 7, 2021 at 7:30 p.m. You may scan the QR code posted on your monitors. Ladies and gentlemen, the Quezon City Chapter's hymno ng PCOM QCC.